Hi, this is Ben from 561 Music Podcast. Right now, we're trying to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. It just helps us get out there more. It also enables us to monetize the podcast, to make it better, do more advertising for it and things like that. Subscribe to the podcast and hit the notifications button. That would be doing us a really big favor. Thank you very much. Welcome to 561 Music. My name's Ben.
And I'm Hector.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm trying to remember what we did this weekend.
We had Meg O'Malley's this weekend.
That's
right. I
right.
Playing that place.
Yeah, and I got that amazing video of the crowd. The crowd was crazy.
Well, they had like a festival or something on the street, and then like the festival ended like right where we started playing, so they just all came into the bar.
No, it was all because of us.
It was 100% because of us. Yes, I take that back. It was all us.
It was great, though. We were really lucky. Yeah, we just caught the tail end of that festival, and all these people hanging out with us. It was brilliant.
Tons of people, man. It was so fun.
Yeah, good times. So and O'Shea's as well.
Yeah.
It was the weekend of Irish pubs.
It was. Good times, man.
Absolutely. I feel like I don't even know why we play other places than Irish pubs, honestly. We just go down so well.
We're really a good fit for Irish pubs if you want to get down to it. But, you know, but there's other places, you know.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And then I accidentally put something on the calendar that didn't exist, so that was good.
Yeah, so that was good. That threw everything into a weird tizzy. Yeah.
But apart from that, we had a great weekend. So we have Salvatore Aiello and Syd Killian from Salgorhythm. How's it going, guys?
Hey, very good, man. Thank you for having us, guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's our pleasure.
How's it going, Syd?
Amazing. Wonderful. Splendid.
Amazing.
Yeah,
awesome.
Cool. Yeah, it's so nice to have you here. And your whole vibe is pretty unique, and I think that it's just really exciting and fun to see something a bit different out there. That your single "He's a Euro" is hilarious, and as a European myself, I can still laugh at it, which means there's just on the right side of
It means a lot to me. It really does, because when I wrote the song, I wrote it quickly because it came from an experience.
Yeah.
But at the same time, while I was writing it, I was like, I have to show respect to the European culture, to the European community. You know,
Yeah,
I remembered being like a kid and seeing magazines with like these Euro dudes and like cool cars and beautiful models. You know what I mean? So I wanted to have some fun with it, but at the same time be respectful to the culture.
Yeah,
sure.
cool.
Yeah.
So
Glad you liked it.
how did you start playing music? What was the situation like when you were very young with your parents? Were your parents supportive?
My parents were very much into music. There was a lot of music being played around the house. Like I love Barbra Streisand. That's all because of my mother, and my mother used to play a lot of Barbra Streisand. And our family, like we as a family went and seen Stars Born,
cool.
the original with Chris Christopherson. And so there was a lot of music around the house. And my brother rented a guitar. And that's what started music for me. I was already downstairs, like singing to cover songs, Cheap Trick. My sister's friends would come over, and I would like do a little performance in the basement. My brother and sister took me to a concert when I was like 13 years old, and that was it. I just wanted to do music. I saw Kiss. Was my first live show, and that's just over the top when it comes to like the theatrics and all that, you know.
Yeah, how old were you when you went to see Kiss?
God, I was really, really young, man. I was like under 10 years old. I was really,
that's just
really, really
That's
young.
like the perfect band to go and see when you're a kid, because it's just like, oh my God, what's happening?
Oh, it's everything.
Yeah,
It's the music, it's the
theatrics
light
of it
show,
all,
it's the theatrics, it's everything for sure. I was definitely seduced by the sound. I just remember like being there. It's really a strong memory of mine. Like when I look back at my childhood, there aren't a lot of very vivid memories, but I remember being there and not wanting to leave.
Yeah.
Like just being like, this is so exciting. I've never seen anything like this. And the impact they had on people was just like amazing, honestly. To like for me as a young person to see how a group of people on a stage with instruments could ignite emotion out of people and make them so excited, so happy, make them feel so many things. You
For
know?
sure.
So yeah, my mind was blown.
Like a magical power.
Yeah,
Wizards
I've always looked at music as magic for sure,
Yeah.
because I don't think there's too many things that are invisible. Right? It's like just comes in a room and it's invisible, yet it can change your emotion.
Yeah.
It can make you cry. It can make you laugh. It can instantaneously change the whole mood. So that, there's amazing power to
it's
music
like
that I
connected
noticed.
to something very deep within us.
Yes.
you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yes.
for sure. And,
So, Syd, how did you find yourself? What was when you were growing up? What was the situation in terms of you getting into music? Like, did you have supportive parents?
Yeah, absolutely. One of my first memories is like I remember Cream was playing on a giant speaker. It was a white room, and it was like apparently my mom says it was the first time she ever saw me like dancing to something.
Yeah.
And I was just like grooving to it, and ever since then I was like probably like 2 or 3. I was a super little baby, like really tiny, really young. I didn't really remember too much of my past, but I do remember jamming as a tiny little baby to Cream on a giant speaker. So probably, I don't know, I picked up a guitar when I was like 10 or 11 years old. My grandmother had gotten one at the yard sale when I was like 6 and just saved it just in case I ever got into it. And
nice.
I told my mom I wanted to start playing guitar. She called her mom, and then she just, hey, I have one in my closet. I've had it for like 10 years. Do you want it? Or probably like 3 years, I think, at that point. So I just got an old like Squire Strat, and then after that, I started experimenting on it and like taking the neck off and putting on weird bodies and like messing around. And then I actually started seriously playing guitar probably like 14, 15.
Right, that's about the age I started seriously playing guitar as well.
Yeah, and then just blasting music all the time. It's all I could really,
Sure.
get you through everything. So
That's awesome. So how long have you, when did you start taking music seriously?
God, I would say that's a hard question for me to answer.
Yeah.
It really is, because it's been an evolution of like being in my first band and being after band.
When
after
was
band.
that? When was the first
Oh
band?
God, man! My first band was called my first band. I don't recall the year, but one of my first bands was called Suicide.
Right.
And I come from a little bit of a metal background.
Yeah.
So that was one of my earlier bands was Suicide, and
So was it like a lot of metal bands there in those early years?
In the early years, that's what I mean. I was into rock and I was into pop, but I was really into metal bands.
Sure, yeah.
I used to love metal. System of a Down, one of my favorite metal bands.
And you're on guitar, right?
Pardon me?
You were on guitar in these bands?
Oh, no, I wasn't in System of a Down.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry. I was talking about like the bands.
No,
you
the
played.
bands.
Oh, yeah. I was
It's okay. Yeah.
Vocal and guitar. Vocal and guitar.
Vocal and guitar,
Yeah, I
yeah.
usually always was the lead vocalist with rhythm guitar.
Yeah. System of a Down are incredible, though.
Oh, my God. I love System of a Down.
Yeah,
Have some great stories of like the very first time they came to America, they were opening up for Slayer.
Right.
And they had a cassette out with Slayer and them and their first single, and just blew my mind. So I went to go see them, and it was at Harpo's in Detroit.
Right.
And I was a little late for the show, so I missed the show and went back, and there they were in their little RV, and they were like, hey, come up and let's hang out and, just chill a little bit.
Oh, nice.
And I ended up like getting to know them and being friends with them and taking them out to a club that night.
Wow.
Yeah.
pretty
Some of the greatest experience I've had has been missing shows. Like I missed that show. That ended up happening. I missed a System of a Down show one night and I ended up getting there late, and I was supposed to bring some shirts to drop off to the guys, and I ended up having to sneak into the venue, like climb a wall with my backpack and my shirts on, because I couldn't. I called back for them to let me in, and George Clinton, who is the Funkadelic King, he was back there hanging with them, and I know him through my friend Mark Bass in the studio,
Right.
FBT. I've collaborated and been on a couple songs that haven't been released with George.
Right.
So he was at the show that night. So Mark and whoever was like, just mention George or Shavo, the bass player.
Yeah.
And I did, but they don't really go into the dressing rooms when they're at a venue like that. They like to be in their bus because it's just beautiful. Most of the tour buses
They know where
compared to a
everything
little
is.
room.
Yeah,
So they're calling and calling. They're like saying my name and I can't get back. I'm like, this is not ending like this. So I climb a wall and I walk through the venue. I make it all the way to the bus. And right when I'm walking up to the bus, a golf cart comes with security.
Oh, man.
And they're like, excuse me, do you have a pass, sir? And I looked over, and as I looked over, the bus door opened, and there's System of a Down hanging with George Clinton, and George goes, hey, that's Sal. We did a track together. And that was it. Security was like, all right, and even the System of a Down guys who I'd met and hung out with were like, wow.
That's awesome.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, when George Clinton says, hey, Sal, come on in. That's like, I felt like rock royalty for a moment.
For sure.
I really, really did.
Yeah.
But yeah, System of a Down had a big influence on me. I used to listen to things like, of course, Pantera.
Yeah.
Cowboys from Hell.
Yeah, man.
Used to have the metal background, but always loved pop at the same time. Was never a lot of the metal community would be like, no, I don't like anything poppy, anything catchy, nothing on the radio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was always in between.
Yeah.
Like, I love this metal, but yet I love this like really poppy stuff going on that's catchy, that isn't as deep or isn't as angry.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I liked it.
Well, I think that's a healthy approach to have musically, and I think that if you start hating on things and being elitist, you end up missing out on a world of interesting stuff.
I agree.
Oh,
yeah, I definitely agree.
Well, I'm actually sitting learning all the dime bag scales right now because
Nice.
there's just a couple of little tricks he has. He has this really clever scale that I'm messing around with. That's like it's sort of major and minor at the same time.
Wow.
Like this cool thing.
Right.
So yeah, I'm a big dime bag guitar. Like the way he played guitar was just really interesting.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
Some of his solos
Pantera
are
definitely
crazy.
made their mark.
Yeah, no doubt. about it.
I really iconic. You know what I mean? Really in the metal.
Yeah.
At least for me, when I heard Cowboys from Hell, my mind was just blown.
Yeah.
Like really, the tone,
Dimebag R.I.P.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Dimebag R.I.P. Yeah.
So how did you sort of find yourself meeting Mark Bass? How did that all kind of work?
Mark, that came from a studio in Ferndale, Michigan called 54 Sound.
Right.
And I was in that studio at the time doing a learning how to video edit.
Okay.
So I was a what's that called when you don't get paid?
Intern.
Yeah, I was one of those, and I was coming in learning the studio, and the guy who ran the studio, they were just about to build a nice new studio for Marshall to record in, and they were like, hey, because my family does electrical, and they were like, could you wire the studio? And we ended up making a deal with them where me and my family came and wired his studio in trade for us getting to do a couple tracks.
Oh, really?
And we ended up doing a couple tracks with the Bass Brothers, and one was Push It.
Right.
Push It real good. We did a
Wow.
metal version of it that's really, really fun. Yeah. Push it real good.
Yeah.
Yo, 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 baby, rock. So we ended up doing Push It and a few other songs, and that was a song that when we did it, like they were like, all right, this is pretty cool, and I ended up getting the opportunity to work with Mark and Jeff Bass, who
That's
did
great.
did a lot of the Eminem stuff. Actually, just for the record, Mark was the guy who brought him to Dre.
Right.
The world thinks Dre brought out Eminem, but really there's a whole story behind it. And
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
I feel very fortunate to have gotten to work with those guys. They taught me a lot about about music in general.
Did you ever get to
And
hang out
life.
with Marshall?
I did. Yep. The first time I hung out with Eminem, he kicked my ass thoroughly in his Miss Pac-Man game. He used to have his own video game set up in the lobby, and that was the first time we hung out. And he beat my ass pretty good in the game. But it was fun. It was really fun. The song he was working on was. I don't even want to say the name of it right now because I'm not sure. But
Right,
it was
yeah,
really
yeah.
cool hearing him working on these songs. It was quite inspiring being
his
around the
process,
studio.
yeah.
And a real dedicated. He was a very dedicated artist to his skill. You know, stayed in Detroit with his family. Came to work to the studio in them at noon or 1 o'clock, and would go home at 5 every day, kind of like a job.
Yeah.
You know, which seemed different than you would think it would go.
Yeah.
But it was very exciting to be around that and see a lot of that stuff get recorded and produced.
No doubt about it. So when did you leave Detroit? Like when did that happen?
I've been in Delray, Florida. I mean, I go back and forth, but I've been here for almost like 4 years now.
Okay.
And it was on Mark Bass's invitation. He was like, "Hey, ain't nothing going on in Detroit right now with you. Why don't you come on out here to Delray Beach?
Yeah.
And we'll do some songs. We'll set up a studio, and let's just enjoy Florida." Because he's like, "Man, you'd love it here compared to Detroit."
Yeah.
And he was right. You know, I came down for vacation and for a week, and it was just so beautiful in Florida and Delray. Fell in love, and he said, "You want to stay to your birthday?" Because it was just a few days away, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll stay." And then he rented me an Airbnb for me and my dog for like a month.
Oh, nice.
So I had this beautiful, huge Airbnb house in Delray Beach, Florida for a month, and that was it. Like that month made me fall in love with the warm climate, the colorfulness of Florida. You know, Delray Beach is
Delray's pretty as well.
Delray is cool, man.
Delray's
Honestly,
nice,
I mean,
man.
a lot of people will say positive things, negative things about Delray, but to me, I think it's like a really nice mix of a little beach town, but yet a nice big strip where people can come at night, and there's food, there's music.
Great food.
I think Delray is actually on one of the top 10 cities in the world to vacation.
Downtown Delray is
great.
amazing.
And
It's
Isa
amazing.
Pizza. They have the best pizza in the world at Isa Pizza
good
in
to know.
Delray Beach. What up, Isa Pizza? That's my people. Every time we would go shoot in Delray, we'd go check out the footage that we shot at Isa. And they're just great people, great pizza.
So-
Great food in Delray.
So let me ask you, you know, speaking of shooting the video, you know, you've got your video for your single. Watching the video, really fun to watch, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much.
But watching the video, there's a lot of people in the video that seem to have like genuine reactions to you walking by. Was this
mix.
staged or planned
It
or
was a
anything?
mix.
It was? Okay.
Yeah, like when you see some of the reactions were set up, and then most of the reactions were just on the street.
Right.
Yeah. It seemed like there was a lot of people like at sidewalk tables and things, and you'd
Yeah.
walk by
And the
and they had
dogs.
these stunned looks on their faces, and I was like, "This isn't all staged. It can't be."
Oh no! I just walked around downtown in my Speedo, and they filmed me.
I love it.
And people were just like, you know, it's just so funny how different. And I've never even been to Europe, but it's just so funny how the perception of a man in a Speedo is so different. From Europe to the United States.
100%.
In Europe, I imagine if you walked around in Speedo, people are like, whatever, they're not even going to pay attention.
Yeah.
But here in America, everyone is like,
I think if you
oh,
walk
God,
down the
kids.
street, the middle of the street in a Speedo and like a jacket, people might be like,
even the sidewalk, bro.
Yeah,
I
true.
didn't walk in the street. I walked down the sidewalk, and everyone's
Yeah.
like, oh my God, they're all taking out their cameras. But I experienced it myself personally. I was about a month before we filmed, I saw a couple, and the dude had an American flag Speedo on with his chicken and American flag bikini, and they were walking around. And I was just like, it caught my attention, and I'm like, I get it. I get how everybody, you know, it just grabs the attention of people. Because they're not, because
it's very revealing.
it's very revealing. It is. And yet, you know, if you look at a girl in a bikini bottom, doesn't seem revealing. That's okay. But a
Because it's
guy
so
who
used
wears
to it,
the
yeah.
same thing, why can't I wear a bikini bottom without people looking at me like I'm weird? Is what I want to know. 'Cause it's the same damn thing they get away with. Why do the girls get away with it? Why can they walk around half naked?
I mean, by that argument, you know, we get to walk around topless and they don't. So,
True.
you know.
No, you're a good point. We get to show off our titties. And they don't. That's a good point. We get to show
It's
off
not fair, man.
our hairy breasts.
Free the tatas, man.
Free the tatas. No, I remember hearing a few years back that New York had gone legal with women being able to expose their
Oh, wow.
Breastises, yeah. I
don't know.
No? Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know
Yeah,
anything
I
about
mean,
it.
it
But
should be, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you'd
I mean,
think.
I'm not
Or
against
would
it.
it ruin the allure? Right? It could.
Well, I think
Don't wanna
you get used to it
into
very fast.
breast psychology
There's
right
like
now.
lines in your song about topless beaches and nude beaches and stuff. And in France and Spain, it doesn't. When you're there, the first couple of days, because England's not the same. England's quite like America. England's quite sort of like prudish in a way. But you go to France and Spain and walk around, and the first couple of days, your eyeballs are hanging out, and you just can't believe it. But then after that, you just get used to it. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, you definitely just get used to it pretty quick.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's. I have a fantasy of one day having a putting on my own huge festival, and I would like it to be a nude festival, and I for a few days, and it's only because I do love the idea of people being around each other naked, and not judging each other on our body shapes, like
Yeah.
being around each other naked enough, long enough to be like, just kind of see the equality of everything. you
Yeah.
know?
No, totally. There's a
yeah.
place that's we play at a place out in Loxahatchee. It's called Swank Farms, and right next door to it is a nudist colony.
Yeah.
And it's really fun.
Sunsport.
Yeah, Sunsport.
I grew up in Lux.
Yeah.
Son,
So,
my buddy
so
grew
when
up
we're
there.
playing there,
Sid's like, yeah, I've been there.
yeah.
Son, no, yeah, I have. Yeah, they
I know
used to have
exactly where that
jams and
is.
stuff there, man.
Yeah,
Believe it
yeah.
or not, they used to have jams and stuff.
did
there.
you go like
Yeah.
clothes off?
You can. It's optional. You're
Oh,
allowed. You're
gotcha.
allowed to, towel or whatever, as long as you keep a towel around you.
Can we go
to
there
sit on
now?
things. No, but I was gonna say if you wanted to play, the people I met some
I would
people
like to.
through going there that do.
I would love
Florida
to
Young
play a
Nature
Speedo.
set on festivals all the time. They
Would
set up
love that.
festivals.
Yeah, there you go.
They set up like Spring Bash and Summer Bash. Like they do actually huge things up in North Florida.
I
They
feel
go
like
to a lake.
Salgorhythm is you're like this close to like you guys have got to go play that place.
We can do it.
We do,
I'm
you're right.
down.
It's
We do.
happening.
I'm
It's
down.
I know that it's happening
I'm
already.
down.
Yes.
Yeah, we can do it.
I love
And the
that.
funny
It's
thing
fine.
is that Swank Farm, which is right next to it, is quite high end and really not that vibe at all.
Mhm.
And but you'd always be able to hear after you finished a song. We still play there all the time, and I love that place. Swank Farm is great. But after we finish the song, you always hear the nudists on the other side of the fence clapping. Then every
Yeah.
now and again, just want to like wander in,
Yeah.
and it'll be like worlds collide. It's really
Yeah, it's a
trippy.
good crowd. I've been there like maybe once or twice back in the day, but a lot of my friends used to go there very frequently.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I went to Hullava Nude Beach. You guys know about that one?
No.
No.
Okay, Hullava Nude Beach is on the coast near Hollywood.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it was the first nude beach I heard about. And I think I was there the next day after I heard about it. I was like, what?
I'm sure
There's a
my buddy
nude
Matt
beach?
Krug's been there.
Yeah.
He loves that kind of thing.
Right,
And I remember
right.
crossing the line right where it says, you're officially in the beach. And like, I took off my clothes and I saw somebody up there like 20 feet away, 30 feet away, completely naked. And I was just like, it was mind blowing to me because you live your whole life as a beautiful human being told that your body is, what's the word ticket that we get if we're naked? It's
Indecent.
indecent, thank you. That we are indecent as human beings. And so, like, to be able to go in public nude was just, like, so liberating. It was
Yeah.
unbelievable. And again, it's really not a sexual thing for me. It's
Yeah.
just like a human thing. It's like, let's strip everything down that makes us, prejudge people when they walk in the room by their clothing, by whatever it is. Let's like strip it down and just be who we are.
Yeah.
And stop judging each other because he's bigger or he's smaller or she's this or she's that. So it was just thrilling for me to go to a nude beach. And I ended up finding out that Hullava is among the top 10 nude beaches in the whole world.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was like a beautiful, beautiful beach.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, even with snack bar.
I know that
naked eating some
I'm
pizza.
maybe a little too. Well, I'm not too prudish to ever do it, but definitely would have to fight against that. There's definitely
have
a
to-
thing in me that just
But
doesn't want
once
to do
you
it.
did it, once you crossed that line
Yeah.
and you took it off, maybe it would take a minute, but once you feel comfortable, it gets to the not caring what anyone thinks, which
Sure.
we do way too much in our
Oh,
lives
yeah.
all the time.
I care what everyone thinks. all
Yeah,
the time.
like
All
we're
the
not
time.
perfect. We're not gonna be perfect physically, mentally, in any way. So just give it all, give it
Just
away.
let
like
it all
the
hang
Red
out.
the Peppers said, give it away, give it away, give it away.
Yeah.
So that my trip to that, it definitely encouraged my going to the nude beach just to eat panini. Because I did have a sandwich with me. So
Oh, gotcha. So based on real life, I love that.
yeah.
So, do you still ever practice an instrument? Is that something that?
Yeah, I practice an instrument like daily. I get on my little piano at home, my keyboard, or pick up the guitar. Always writing.
Excellent.
Always writing, always making tracks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Do you have a little setup at your house?
I do. I just have a little Mac laptop, you know, and also the recording studio. We have a recording studio where we're Euro, and quite a few of the Salgorhythm songs have been recorded. We have that in Delray Beach, and that's right below my apartment.
Oh,
so,
perfect.
Yeah, I just walk
word.
down the stairs, and I'm in the studio.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. It is really cool. Yeah, and right now, you know, up till now, we've done mostly recording stuff, but we're starting to open to the public, so we're going to start letting some artists come and record. It's been private up till now, but we're going to do that, and we're also going to do some voiceover stuff there. We had a voiceover artist come the other day and do something.
Nice.
For a series that she's a character on.
So that leads very, very succinctly into my next question, which is what kind of a writing process do you have when it comes to putting this stuff together?
My writing process personally isn't always the same.
Yeah.
It changes. It's not. It's definitely not.
Sure.
Sometimes it starts with the music. This writing process of He's So Euro started with me sitting in a LA Fitness sauna, naked, commando, sitting on a towel. You know, hey, you're in the guys' locker room. You're in the sauna. But there was this dude who was like, hey, man. He's like, you must be from another country, huh? I was like, he's like, I've never seen anyone naked in the sauna. I was like, nah, man, I live right down the street. And then I went home. Like, that just made me laugh. And I'm so Euro. So I went home. And that, like left the sauna. I was, like, fired up, went home and wrote He's So Euro. And out of all the songs I wrote, it's probably one of the fastest songs I've ever written that just came out. You know, sometimes as musicians, we feel like it just comes through us sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes it takes a long time, but every now and then it just comes and it's real quick. And Euro was one of those really quick, fun songs to write.
That's cool. So do you have a large back catalogue of unreleased material?
I have a huge catalog of unreleased material with many different genres, for sure. I've dabbled in, a lot of rock, like I said, metal, pop, a lot of stuff that probably doesn't even have a name yet. Just like mixing different styles of music together to make things. But yeah.
Cool. Is there a battle plan for any kind of live events?
Actually, yes. That's where Syd comes in here,
Yep.
and so does Corey King, who is our drummer. And we've been rehearsing, getting ready to get out and start playing some. We did actually do one festival. We played a food festival in where was it, Lake Worth?
It was behind Bamboo Room. They had some food trucks pull up, and it was cool. There was a DJ, and he let us set up there.
Cool.
And,
how many songs do you guys do?
We did quite a few.
think
we did like 8 songs.
we did like 30 minutes.
And the coolest thing was it was our first gig, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, "Can you guys play more?" And we were like, "What?
Yeah.
They want us to play more? How cool!"
Was it all original, or did you have some covers in there?
It was mixed in.
Yeah.
But even our covers, we do in an original way.
Sure. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
like
we
us.
did.
That's what we do.
Yeah. It's fun to switch it up. Mm-hmm. What do we do cover-wise? We did paying tribute to Marsha. We did Cleaning Out Your Closet.
Yep, we did Doves Cry.
We have our own, and we did Doves Cry by Prince.
Yes.
Dig if you will.
A picture.
I love that song. You and I embraced.
Purple Metal. Something you kids don't know about yet.
Oh yeah. Before we turned the mics on, we were all talking about doing a Prince metal band.
A Prince metal band, which I think is a good idea, and then we broke into songs together on the same line.
Yeah, I think it's kismet. I think it's fate.
It was fate.
You know,
yeah. Prince, what an amazing influence, amazing artist, for sure.
We did an Eminem medley.
We did an Eminem medley, sure. We do Cleaning Out Your Closet, and we mix that with My Name? No. Who I am, whatever you say I am, and if I wasn't, then why would I say I am in the paper? We had some fun. Did we do any other covers? Oh yeah, boo doo 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 doo. Don't even have to say it. Some songs are so known, you just hum and clap, and they know what they are. But we did that, and then we mixed in a few of our own.
Yeah, the originals.
Yeah, originals. It was really, really fun.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
It was a good time.
Fun. So we're getting prepared. Actually, I do have a performance also coming up in a couple days at FAU on the 15th.
Oh, right.
There's a company called TBT Talent.
Right.
And I entered a while back. I entered He's So Euro video into this talent contest, and
it's a talent contest.
It's a talent contest. I'm going to be competing against like jugglers and like kids singing songs, like 6-year-old cute kids, and be like, boo. No.
Are you gonna come out in the Speedo?
We would need another hour and a half to talk about all the thought that went into that. But no, I was going to. But as I looked at what kind of venue it is, it just seemed like it's really not going to go over me going out there and thrusting. I was going to have like some models maybe come, and like when I go over to one side of the stage and say He's Just So Euro, somebody would come out from the back and we would like in sync do like a Speedo thrust.
Sure.
Just didn't seem tasteful.
A Speedo thrust.
Speedo thrust.
Just a Speedo thrust.
Yeah, just like your average Speedo thrust, which comes in different speeds and intensities, of course. But it didn't seem like the thing to do. And I thought, well, what's going to happen if I'm out there thrusting and I just make eye contact?
Mommy, what's that guy doing?
Right. What if somebody's crying when I finish my song?
Yeah.
And it has to go to therapy for years for it.
Just get cuffed off stage.
So again, since I'm lucky to have a lot of songs in my Salgorhythm repertoire, as well as on my own, aside from the character Salgorhythm, which is mostly happy, upbeat dance songs.
Sure.
I do write some stuff that's a little darker, a little deeper.
Yeah. With the Salgorhythm stuff, is there anyone that you were looking to specifically in terms of style?
Yes, LMFAO,
Right.
Not intentionally. Honestly, not intentionally. I never was like, I like what they do. I want to do something like it. I just kept writing different kind of songs and ended up writing a song that's pop, dance, funny, Speedo, and it falls in with their sexy and I know it. Yeah. Those guys to me were like just genius. Their music was genius to me.
Wasn't there something about Right Said Fred that happened? Or
Speaking of genius again, Right Said Fred and I'm too sexy for my
shit.
Too sexy. Too sexy. Love him and like one of the early like funny songs I can remember was that song. And so I actually I reached out and wrote to him. And I wrote to a lot of people.
Right.
If I gave you the list of all the people like Right Said Fred, it would take a while.
Yeah.
But why not? Why not send these songs out to people? Maybe they'll listen. They have like thousands of emails. They're probably not going to hear you, but
if you don't ask, you don't get. You got to throw it out there into the world.
And I even said in there, I said, I'm working with Mark Bass, a producer of Eminem, but I could use somebody like you. To give me the thumbs up would really mean a lot.
Yeah.
And so it was great. I right away, Right Said Fred retweeted the link to the video and said, I received this and this is worth a look.
Nice.
And I actually reached out recently. They're putting on a festival in Europe. And I'm asking if I can come and play his festival. I want to do.
Cross fingers.
Yeah, fingers crossed. He did like my. He liked that question. He officially liked it.
Yeah.
Which, didn't answer it yet, but that's okay.
Right.
He liked it. Yeah, no, it was really, really cool. I was very excited. And recently, Right Said Fred was in the news with Beyonce. I don't know if you guys know, but last week there was a big story where Right Said Fred had claimed that Beyonce used Too Sexy without the right permissions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my producer was like, hey, man, go ahead, put that post up again about that. It's in the news, get it out there.
Yeah,
so I did, put a post out there thanking him for sharing the song.
Yeah.
That means a lot to me. I mean, I honestly I could
man.
speak for a whole hour of what somebody like that sharing my song means to me. And it's just... You know, I got to keep doing things like that. Like I'm
I know.
Weird Al.
I'll go through little flurries of activity like that, and then I'll kind of forget about it for a while. But
yeah, back and forth, sure.
Yeah,
Weird
yeah.
Al is going to be in town. Well, he's actually in town
Oh, that's right.
tonight and tomorrow night.
night.
So tomorrow night I'm going,
Yeah.
and my goal is to give him.
Don't tell Hector that we've got a gig and he's annoyed about it.
Yeah, I was surprised you weren't going.
Well, I
was
actually reached
surprised.
out to the guys and said, all right, so he's going to be in town for 2 nights, but we have a podcast on Wednesday. And I said, we've got a gig on Thursday. Any chance we can cancel the gig? And the guys were like, yeah,
We should have done
that's
our
probably
podcast
best.
at his concert
Outside.
Yeah.
That'd been awesome.
tonight. But yeah, no, I plan on going tomorrow. I have
Yeah, that's awesome.
like thousands of Salgorhythm stickers that help people come to the videos. Got the little
Oh, can I
QR
have
code
one?
right there.
Yes.
You out here, take a few and
Take
please
10.
Look at that.
pass them out to
Absolutely.
anyone
Yeah.
Absolutely.
you would like
Oh, they're
to
cool.
get a laugh. But yeah, so Weird Al. But I would have to say LMFAO is definitely if people ask me what's it like,
Yeah.
you know, that's the closest because
There's
it's
a lot.
dance.
There's a lot of sort of British kind of dancey, sort of conversational, humorous acts, especially lately with people like Sleaford Mods. And have you ever heard of them?
No.
You should check them out. They're really awesome.
What is it?
SLEAFORD, Sleaford Mods.
Wow.
But they're a little bit more. There's something like real badass about them. Like
Yeah.
they're kind of a bit like tough and punk at the same time.
Okay.
Really hard to explain. But you should check it out. And there's also this band called Gang, right?
in the gang.
Okay, all right.
Which you should check out those guys because they are hilarious.
Oh my god.
Ben,
So
I
wait,
thought we
it's
talked
okay
about-
if we say
I was gonna say, I thought we had this conversation with my wife. She said it's okay for her to say it and not for us to say it.
She didn't say me. She said
Oh,
you.
that's right. She said you're from
You.
England and it's okay. I can't say it. I definitely can't say it in context when talking to her. That's
Maybe
for
we
sure.
should bleep him out just for jokes in the episode. I don't know.
that's
Yeah.
funny.
I'll put a warning.
That's-
at the
it is
beginning
one of
just
those
for my wife.
words. There's very few words in the English language
Yeah.
that are like, stay away from that.
I know, that's
you know,
definitely
but that
one of
is
them.
one.
But yeah, the band is hilarious, and you should totally check it out. And that sort of
Can I do a joke before we move on real quick, or is that going too far? All right, what did one tampon say to the
oh
other?
Jesus Christ.
Nothing, because they were both stuck up. Sorry. No, I'm sorry.
there
I'm just
it
going to
is.
apologize
There
for
it
that
is.
one for a while.
There it is.
It's funny.
It is funny.
It is
All right,
funny. It's silly.
okay.
So, and I'm going to
Sorry.
pose this question.
Sorry for anyone who's bothered by
You're
the C
good.
word.
I have a question I'm going to pose to both of you, one after the other. Since you've been down here, how have you found the Florida music scene? Have you engaged with it very much, and like how have you found it to be, treated you?
I think the Florida music scene is pretty cool from what I know. Like Del Rey has some really great bands. Spider Cherry.
Yeah.
Girlfriend
Phenomenal,
Material.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, these are
Yep.
just like great cover bands. These are guys I watch and I'm like, these guys could be touring. Like, they're so talented.
Yeah,
they're
totally.
so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Nathan's a cool guy.
Nathan is great from Spider Cherry. Love Spider Cherry.
Yeah.
And actually, Syd, I saw him playing in a local band.
Yeah.
In Delray Beach before I knew him, before somebody said, hey, why don't you check out this guy to play guitar with you? I had saw him playing with the band, and they were great.
Yeah.
They were great. So yeah, you know, Florida's got from what I know, a pretty cool. And Mason Pace is a great rock band.
Amazing.
Out of
Amazing.
Florida. Yeah, really amazing. What up, Mason? I work with Mason. He works with me in my recording studio.
Oh, nice.
They just got back
Somebody
from a
just
little
gave me
U.S.
that-
tour.
Somebody just gave me that name and said we needed to reach out to them. For
Yeah,
this,
you should definitely have Mason Pace on. He's a great artist. They're a great band, and me and him have had a lot of fun in the studio working on some music together.
Yeah, wicked.
Yeah, so the Florida scene.
Yeah, Sid, you've been
this
playing down
man
here a long time.
knows a lot about it.
Like, you know, have you got any sort of experiences from the Florida scene you want to like? I've had. Here's the thing. The reason I bring it up is because I've had largely positive experiences down here, just in terms of it's bigger than you would think it is from the
Yeah,
outside,
yeah.
and generally, I mean, not necessarily when I wasn't really deserved of it, But lately, I've found it to be incredibly supportive as well. I found like there's a lot of support down here, and I just wondered if you had anything to say about it. You know,
I think if like I was in it for quite a while.
Yeah.
The majority of my time in it, I was using and doing stuff. Now I'm about 2 years sober now.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. I
that's
stopped
awesome,
my 27th birthday. I stopped because I was like, it's not happening to me. You know, it's not happening to me.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Thank you. So it's been 2 years, but before that, so. Like that's the majority of my time in the music scene was when I was using and stuff.
Sure.
So those experiences were bad, but I'm not going to blame the music scene. I'm going to blame myself. Once I got sober and then I got cleaned up and I took a look from the outside, I see, because I lay low these days, but I see, I see people and I see everyone supporting each other. I see everybody doing it. Like I saw someone post something the other day about it and I was, and I'm like, no, dude, everyone is supporting each other. Like I'm seeing it, I'm watching it. And sometimes it doesn't feel like it. Sometimes, but I feel like if you want to be involved and you want to be out there, there's so many opportunities for you to be involved and for you to be out there.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
No doubt. So when it comes to the devil that is social media, how have you been, how do you use that? How do you sort of harness that for what you're trying to do? Have you?
Well, I'm writing a song about it.
Right.
Called Hot. I'm hot with the bots. And this is a song about a musician who has worked hard to gain popularity on social media and decided, wait a minute, there's all these people sending me text messages that say, I can get you 1,000 followers for $10 for the price of a taco, a Doritos Loco taco. I could give you 1,000 followers. So this guy just says, what the hell, and takes his followers because, he was ready to give up. He's like, I don't want to be looked at as a quitter, but I only have 7 followers on Twitter. You know what I mean? It's just so difficult sometimes in this world with so much entertainment everywhere we look to get anyone's attention.
Yeah, for sure.
On something. So, yeah, I'm hot with the bots. It's like a new thing that I'm working on. And
that's great.
Because I've actually had people approach me to want to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I want my listenership. I want my fans, my fan base to be real.
Organic, organic, man.
But that aside, I think it's a pretty. We can swear on here, right? It's a cunt. It's a cunt. It's a cunt. Trying to like keep up with it all the time.
Are you doing it all yourself?
It can be fun. I am doing it all myself. Yeah, which is why it looks like it does. But it works for some people. Definitely TikTok is like the thing now. You talk to people in the record business, and they're like, "Oh, you got to be on. Everything's about TikTok. Everything's about getting followers on TikTok." And it's just like, what happened to this all? Because
it only takes like a year, and all of a sudden you're just like unredeemably behind. You know what I mean?
Yes, and then you're judged on how your music,
your
passion level is judged on how many followers you have.
So everybody's on TikTok, though.
Yeah, no, everybody's on
My dog has a TikTok.
Sure, your dog's right. And it's upsetting when you see...
My dog's got more followers than I do.
Oh, wow.
I was just going to say that. It's upsetting when you see animal posts that 10 times the posts you have on your music.
I'm in another band with Justin, the producer, and a while back we were doing some shows and stuff, and it was funny. He would post something like with his dog, and he would get hundreds of likes, and then he would post like, "Hey, our band is playing this weekend," and he'd get 2 likes. It was sad.
I would get -5 likes. Have you ever seen that on Facebook? People that go so fast through it gives you a minus.
Right.
It's a new thing Zuckerberg came up with. It's not helping my emotions.
So, the other thing I was curious about is when you guys play live, it's such a sort of like techno sort of like house kind of a vibe. When you play live, are you trying to replicate that, or is it
we
a
are
different thing?
when we play live, we are rehearsing and to play to the track.
To the track, right.
Yeah, for sure. And it's the drums are a drum machine. We kept the beat on. So
have you got someone playing them?
Yes,
like that?
I do have someone playing the drums. Yeah. But he's there just he's there to be a part of the music. He's
Sure.
there to be a visual, entertaining
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But really, what we want to hear out the speakers is more of the electronic drums.
Sure.
You know, that are there. But visually, it's great to see that drummer playing.
Yeah, great idea.
You know, and the same thing with Syd.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
this guy's awesome on the guitar. And picked
Thank
up the
you.
bass recently and was like amazing on the bass, so we were able to go out as a 3-piece. But
Yeah, cool.
but yeah, we like to play to the track.
Yeah.
To the
You
track,
getting
so
any
it has
keys in
those
there?
elements in there. There's no live keys yet,
Right,
but the
right.
keys are recorded in the music.
Yeah,
Nice.
wicked.
Nice.
So
It sounds
yeah.
like an interesting live show, and the fact that you're using the samples from the track, but on a kit, on like a kit with like pads, just sounds like really smart.
Yeah.
that seems like a really
Yeah.
smart.
That's the way to
go.
go. That's definitely the way to go.
Yeah.
And we also, which is great that we did this, we learned the songs without the backing track.
Yeah, so just in case.
Just
because
in
our
case,
first
which
show,
would have ended up our first show was
We-
a just
yeah.
in case.
We
weren't
where
able
the
to-
PA
there
system
wasn't
was
even a
like,
PA.
we cannot support playing your backing track.
Yeah,
so
no.
we were like, all right, guys, lucky we ran through these songs without it. It
Yeah.
got tight without it.
Absolutely, and I
Made it.
think that you've got a perfect opportunity to prove that you guys can do it live. Why don't we hear you play it right now?
All right, that sounds great. We'd love to do
Yeah,
that.
cool.
Yeah,
Rock
let's
and
plug it in.
Let's go for it.
All right. Hey, here's a naked, stripped down look behind the Speedo version of He's So Euro. I'm a little different. I'm quite unique. I'm driving on the right side, wearing Speedos on the beach. Lime on my mustache, chilling by the pool. Everybody wants to know my name, I guess I'm just that cool. Everyone's looking but don't know what they're seeing. One thing for sure, he's just so European. Everyone's looking but not sure what they're seeing. One thing for sure, he's just so Euro, baby. Maseratis and Lamborghinis. Going to the nude beach just to eat panini. Lamborghinis and Maseratis. Always looking good and chilling with some hot tays. Everyone's looking but don't know what they're seeing. One thing for sure, he's just so European. Everyone's looking but not sure what they're seeing. One thing for sure, he's just so Euro. Maseratis and Lamborghinis. Maseratis and Lamborghinis. He's just so, now he's in the gym, naked in the sauna, mixing tobacco with medical marijuana. Drives like Andretti, that could be a little scary. He's El Natural, baby, that could be a little hairy. Everyone's looking but don't know what they're seeing. One thing for sure, he's just so European. Everyone's looking but not sure what they're seeing. One thing for sure, he's just so Euro, baby. Everyone's looking. Everyone's looking. Everyone's looking. Maseratis and Lamborghinis. Maseratis and Lamborghinis. Maseratis and Lamborghinis. Maseratis and Lamborghinis. I'm so Euro. It's called Like the Robot, about song about that thing in your pocket, that thing on your mind all the time. Technology and mankind. What a mix. All right, this is called Like the Robot. Always plugged in, always turned on, it's hard to concentrate. I must recharge in need of bars to communicate. I'm sleep depraved and sheep engraved, ingrained in all I see. Robotic slaves, electronic waves, and pulse inside of me. Inside a prison, only limited by their own bars. We bleed in digital, we share and download all the scars. We share and download all the scars. We bleed in digital. Now we beep, and we buzz.
And we buzz.
Well, now we all do like the robot does, always staring at the screen.
Like the robot
We're
does.
sharing all the things we've seen. Now we beep and we buzz. like the robots are waiting for the next to learn, like we're dead before we're in the dirt. Now it's made life easy for me. We become slaves to this technology to stimulate, complicate, sensories overload. Too much to take, start to break down. This unit might explode inside a prison, only limited by their own bars. We bleed in digital, we share and download all the scars. We share and download all the scars. We bleed in digital. Now we beat, and we buzz. Well, now we all do like the robot does, always staring at the screen. Like the robot does. We're sharing all the things we've seen. Now we beep and we buzz. Now we all do like the robot does, waiting for the next to learn, like we're dead before we're in the dirt. 'Cause we're high-tech zombie. We're high. We're high-tech zombie. We're high. Like the robot does. Like the robot does. Like the robot does. Like the robot does. Inside a prison, only limited by their own bars. We bleed in digital, we share and download all the scars. We share and download all the scars. We bleed in digital.
"561 Music" is brought to you by Handlebars Bar and Grill. It's a biker bar in Tequesta, and if you're driving up US 1, you come across it on the right-hand side. It's a little bar there. It's bright yellow. You can't miss it, with handlebars on the sign. And it has a long and storied history. It's been there. It used to be called Judy's, and it was run by this guy Victor, who sadly passed this year, R.I.P. Victor. And then my father-in-law took it over, and he's doing a great job up there. There is a bike night every second Thursday of the month, and there is a jam every fourth Sunday of the month. If you're interested in that kind of thing, it's just an all-inclusive, any kind of music, any style, any ability type of a jam. And there's great beers on tap, and they're wonderful food. Bernsey, the chef, does a fantastic job. If you're interested in classic cars or classic bikes, there's always that kind of stuff hanging around there. It attracts that sort of a crowd because it's called Handlebars Bar and Grill, so it makes sense. And yeah, you should come swing by. It's definitely a local spot and has a lot of character, and there's people who have been going there for decades and decades. It's one of those places that's a part of the furniture in Tequesta, and you should definitely come check it out. I booked the music for the place and love doing it, and I was a part of helping set the place up, and I'm a huge fan. And anyone who is interested in biker bars, or even if you've just never been to one and you're curious about what a biker bar is about, you should go and check out Handlebars Bar and Grill. We are also sponsored by Oasis Root. Now, Oasis Root Kava Bar is in Seagrape Square on Indiantown Rd, and it is a kava bar. If you don't know anything about kava, it's a Polynesian root that you grind up and you mix with water, and it has been in Polynesia for potentially thousands of years. It's an old thing that they used for kind of ceremonial and also sort of leisure purposes. It's meant to be something where, that brings people together. You will take a shell of kava and chink them together and say bula and have it together like that. It's meant to be something to bring people together. It's has a kind of an effect, which is, I guess, a kind of a slightly warming effect. It just kind of makes you feel nice. It's not
particularly intoxicating. It's not like drinking alcohol. So the atmosphere in a Kava bar is sort of like a cross between a regular bar and a coffee house. It's pretty chill in there. You get all sorts of different types of Kava bars. Some of them are more like a club, there's sort of like blacklight and EDM playing. And some of them are more like a cafe. This is one of the cafe type of ones. It's super chill in there. If you're looking for somewhere to, I don't know, maybe go and do some work on your laptop or go and have a chat with friends, it's perfect for that kind of thing. There's a foosball table in there if that's your jam, or baby-foot as they call it in France. And Jim, the owner, is a really cool guy, and he has very kindly sponsored our podcast. So thank you very, very much for that, Jim. They also do a poker night in there, all sorts of things going on at Oasis Route Kava Bar. 561 Music is also brought to you by Live Music Community, and that is where we're recording right now, and it's where I work, and we are putting on the 4th Give and Let Give event on Sunday, October the 23rd from 2 to 4 p.m. So the idea of it is that you can come and donate a piece of gear that you might not be using, and then you can take a piece of gear as well. It's essentially a gear swap, but it's really aimed towards getting nice gear into the hands of kids and young musicians who are going to use it. So if you've got anything lying around, please bring it in, because we've had such success with giving kids things that they only dreamt of getting, and it's been a really, really great success so far, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the first 3 we've had pretty much everything from cables and microphones and pedals and the smaller items, all the way up to full on large, huge bass cabinets and full drum kits, entire PA systems, and we're not talking like cheap brands and things. I mean, like, people are bringing in, they bring in nice stuff.
Yeah.
It's just stuff that they're either not using anymore, or maybe it used to belong to a relative that's not using it anymore, or whatever the case may be. But we get a lot of stuff. I know the halls here are filled up. Justin had to actually put some shelving out in the hall to organize some of it.
Yeah.
I know he has stuff at his house still from the last one that we had left over.
I'm going to bring some stuff this time.
You've got stuff.
Sure.
I have a stack of stuff at my house that people have been giving to me since the last one that I've been storing over there. So there's a lot of stuff. And so, if you have a kid, and whether they're an LMC student or not, LMC students, I believe they get a few minutes head start.
They get to come in just for 20 minutes at the beginning. But really, there's so much stuff, and it's just worth coming down. We leave this live room where we're recording this right now open for you to try the gear out,
sure.
And we have a bit of a jam in here and stuff. And I'm going to be there. I think Hector, you can't make this one. But
yeah, I'm going to be out of town for this one, but so I'm a little bit bummed that I'm going to miss it. But it's a pretty incredible event. Again, we have a lot of gear already. People will continue to give gear, through all the way through to the event, including at the event.
Yep, and if you're hearing this and you have stuff lying around that you're not using, please bring it in, because we can promise you it's going to good homes. It genuinely is. Seen it time and time again. People just walking out just like, yes, this is exactly what I needed.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
So talking of Live Music Community, where we're recording this place, which is a music school, do you have any advice for young musicians?
Do what you love. Don't listen to the radio too much. I mean, not that there aren't good things on the radio, but don't try to emulate anything. And I think that would be my only advice to young musicians would be like, you're going to have people in your life that are like, that's, don't you do that. That's just, should just be a hobby. Don't quit your day job, all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
But I don't want to echo those comments. I'd like to encourage kids to make music because I think it's important.
Yeah.
And so I say just do your thing and don't listen to anybody, and mix all the styles together, mix it all up, get weird with it.
Yeah, man.
And take experiences from your actual life and turn them into into songs.
Excellent. Have you got any advice there, Syd?
If you love something, make time for it.
Yeah.
Would be my first piece of advice. Second piece of advice would be don't be discouraged. be patient with your music. If it's music, if it's art, if it's anything, be patient.
Yeah.
I've seen time and time before. Me and my partner both are artists. I have tracks that are literally just drums. I have tracks that are just the synth right now sitting. They've been sitting for like a couple months. She has paintings that are half done that I've been sitting that we're just going to wait for. We have ones that sat for 3 years before they were finished, and it's still masterpieces either way. I would say take your time, be patient, and do what you love. Make time for it.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So with the tracks that you just played us, is there anything that we haven't already said that you'd like to say about them? We didn't really talk about the second one at all. So what's that about?
The second song that we played tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a little different. The Salgorhythm Persona project is mostly upbeat dance songs like He's So Euro. We have one coming called Cowboys on Camels.
Yeah.
And 7-Eleven is a hot new track that we've been working on. But this is just kind of like, I love to touch people musically. I like
I'm glad you clarified
love
that.
to make people laugh, so that's where songs like Euro came from. But I also have the side of me that loves to make people think and sees how technology has changed our world, sometimes for the better, but sometimes that connecting, being connected makes us unconnected to each other as humans. Being
I hear
connected
that.
to,
Yeah.
and so that's where songs like The Robot came from.
Yeah, great.
Where I say, inside a prison only limited by their own bars.
Yeah.
We bleed in digital, we share and download all the scars.
Yeah.
It's like keeping these phones on, just keeping them on all day is a
Yep.
job, and keeping our apps organized, and
Oh my gosh.
Social
and then you give your
media.
phone number out anywhere, and you start getting these calls and messages to your text that aren't even phone numbers.
Yeah.
They're like L576, so you can't block them.
Yeah.
I
complicated new
digress.
world that we
I
live in.
digress, but yeah, the song like The Robot does is my deeper side.
I love it.
Is something that I really think like I want everyone to hear. Like I want everyone to laugh and hear Euro, yes. But when it comes to a song like The Robot, I really want people to hear that and to think about it.
Excellent. I've written songs about that subject myself, and it's a treasure trove of great sort of material right there.
It really is. The
Yeah,
subject of how we get sucked into this thing that was promised to make our life easier.
Yeah.
Technology in general. And it has.
Oh yeah.
But it's lulled us into this false sense of happiness where it can all go away when the power's off.
I know. Sometimes I can't even imagine what it was like before. In the before times, it's weird.
Before the phones.
Yeah.
It was.
It's like, what did we all do? Sit around a fire and like play with rocks?
Right.
It's really weird.
Well, I think
we,
people
cavemen?
did them.
We got bullied. That's
People
all.
talk. I think people like. I'm just gonna guess here, but I think they communicated more.
Yeah.
I think there were more sincere connections.
Yeah.
I do. I think because that's what there
absolutely.
was to connect to were other people, as opposed to now everything else. There's so many things to connect to. You walk in a restaurant nowadays. You don't even have to walk in a restaurant. Drive down a street and look at like the 5 cars that are around you, and more than likely, 1 or 2 of them are like looking at their phones.
Yeah.
Well, they're trying to drive their vehicular unit.
Yeah. No doubt about it.
And it's just like, it's gotten really, really
It's kind of
bad.
nuts when you think about it.
It's really nuts.
Back in the day, you would call somebody, and before cell phone, you'd call somebody, and if they weren't there, they weren't home, you'd leave a message, and eventually, if they wanted to, they would call you
They'd get
back,
back
and then
to you.
that was that. Now it's like, I'll call like my wife or something. If I have something I need to tell her, I'll call her 15 times in a row until she answers the phone. And it's like, I shouldn't have to call her. She should answer the first time. But that's a whole other story.
Oh, you shouldn't call her 15 times. I don't know. I'm one of the two.
Yeah,
But it's just this
so immediate.
But it's this
now.
instant gratification thing that if you don't get the person immediately on the phone, you're like, what? Or you text somebody, and if it's been like 5 minutes and they haven't answered back, you're like, did I piss them off? Like,
Right.
Are they
Sure.
dead?
Do they
Yeah.
not like me? You know,
Yeah.
I'll text Ben and then he doesn't answer, and I'm like, am I still in the band? Like,
Yeah,
did he fire me? Like, what's going on? You know,
Right.
I know.
Yeah, like crazy stuff can happen because of a bad cell connection.
Yeah.
it's insane.
Or your phone going dead.
Yeah.
Like when your phone is dead, you're like disconnected in so many ways. Like, you know, your map.
Yeah,
Nowadays,
yeah.
we all rely on that, right?
I leave the
We don't
house.
carry maps in our cars
No.
anymore. Do we have maps in the glove box?
No. I
We have
leave
our
the
phone, and
house-
if that goes dead, we're lost.
I leave the
Yeah.
house, and if I forget my phone, I feel like I just forgot my pants. I mean,
Yeah.
like I feel
For
naked
sure.
without my phone.
It's that
Yeah.
connected to
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
My kids actually just asked me recently. I think it was my daughter that was doing some report or something, and she was googling some information, and she said, "Dad, what'd you guys do before you could Google and the internet and whatever?" I said, we had to slave away and go find an encyclopedia
Yep.
and look up the subject and find what you wanted and then copy it word for word and turn it in as your own work.
Yeah.
It was hard. It was hard.
It's become a much easier world.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
So, what have you got anything coming up we should know about?
On the 15th at FAU,
Yeah.
there's a talent contest
that's
that
right.
that
Yeah.
I'll be playing in. And other than that, we have some things in the works right now.
Right.
Any singles coming out anytime soon? or-
We have a song called "Cowboys on Camels"
Yep.
Oh,
that
yes,
that
man.
was
That's
planned
such
to
a
be the
great title.
first release. Thank you. It was planned to be the first release, and we decided to go with Euro first.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's the next one lined up.
Excellent.
But then a song came up called 7-Eleven, which is now in the running for the next release. But we'll see. I think it's going to be Cowboys on Camels.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
and I just want to take a minute too and thank you guys for what you do,
yeah,
helping
man.
musicians get their music out. It's so very cool. And your
very
show,
kind of you.
I appreciate it.
I've been to other podcasts and I've never been to one so professional, so organized.
Oh,
Honestly,
thanks.
sincerely,
Yeah,
honestly,
thank
you
you.
guys really got it together here. You run a tight ship, and
appreciate it.
I'm very sincerely thankful. To get to be here and talk to
Yeah,
you guys,
wicked,
and,
man.
and
Thank
get our
you
word
so
out.
much.
And thank you, Syd. Thanks for joining
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
I'm honored.
We've got a couple of gigs that we're going to shout out.
Hillbilly.
There's no point in talking about E.R. Bradley's because it'll be over by the time you hear this.
Yep.
But we've got Connolly's, that
Connolly's
starts at
on
9 on
Friday.
Yeah, on Friday the 14th. That's in Hector's old stomping ground, so
Yep,
we'll be looking
yep.
forward to that in Royal Palm.
Shout
And-
out to Caitlin.
And then on Saturday, we're at 2:00. We're playing Barkback, which is the festival you were just hearing from Hunter about.
Yep.
It's happening on Saturday. Yeah, and that's in Lake Worth, and we'll be on at 2. And then I'm playing a solo gig at a place called Island Route in Stewart from 9 to midnight
Is that on Saturday?
on Saturday night.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Sunday we're doing a photo shoot.
We are doing a photo shoot
Yeah.
for our upcoming album that we you just finished mixing finally.
Yeah, yeah.
And after James and I gave you like 30,000 different changes.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
finally
think
done
we're there.
mixing. So we're at the mastering stage now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna send that out and get that mastered, and then
Back to basics, baby.
back to basics. Yeah. Sunday we're gonna do our photo shoot for the album cover.
Yeah, and if anyone's listening to this and wants to come to our album launch, it is November 19th at Guanabana, and
Yep.
we're 9 to 11.
Yep. I think the goal and the intention is we're going to hold off from digital release. We're going to release on CD at the album launch, and we're going to take pre-orders for vinyl. And we're going to have pre-orders up to 100 limited edition vinyl that we're going to run.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it should be fun. Should be cool.
Yep, I'm so proud of the record, and
I am stoked, man.
Yeah.
I've been on a lot of projects, and this is probably the album that I'm the most proud of ever been. Yeah. It's
Wicked.
It's good.
Nice one.
It's awesome.
Well, thanks so much for coming
Yeah,
in, guys.
thank you very much. Real quick, can I say a quick thank you?
Absolutely.
All right, I just wanted to say thanks to Jamie's convenience store on Atlantic and Delray Beach. Jamie loaned me his motorcycle for our video.
Oh, cool.
And Michael Jansen and April Jansen, my girl, want to say hi and thank you so much for helping me get the video together.
Yeah.
Syd, you want to say hi to your chick, man?
Yeah.
Well, he has to now.
Yeah, I have to.
You put him on the
I
spot.
have to now. I'd actually like to announce my upcoming single.
Yeah. I gave it a listen. The thing
Oh,
you
that
sent
one.
me.
Yeah,
it's
thank you.
Cool.
Coming or moving on, far away, just released. I have one coming up on the 25th called "Tell Me," and I have a whole album coming out on Halloween on the 31st.
Excellent.
So
Nice.
stuff is awesome.
Nice.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
the new one I just heard the other day?
Tell Me.
Yeah, Tell Me.
Tell
love
Me with
that.
the 6 solo. Thank you.
I love
Yeah,
that.
that's
Thank
awesome.
you. I'll send you.
What's
guys
your
some
favorite
songs.
line from it? I'll watch a what? I'll watch
Which
his-
one? Oh, I would watch.
What would I do
It's
for
about
you?
me talking to Shannon. It's pretty much our story and like me talking to her about what I would do for her pretty much.
Oh,
and my
cool.
favorite line is I would let a lion eat a tiger in my room, or I would let a lion eat a zebra in my room.
That's great.
That is
Yeah,
But,
it's really, really creative.
yeah,
Unique music he's making,
Yeah.
for sure.
Follow me on Instagram,
It's awesome.
Syd Killian at Syd Killian Sound. If you like art, follow my partner at Shannon Nelson on Instagram.
Her art's amazing.
Yep,
Yeah.
follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram. I'm Salgo.rhythm. So check me out. And if you guys get a chance, please check out the He's So Euro video. We're about 37,000 here in a couple months, so we're on the move. Yeah, check it out. And
It's great.
and
I
keep
can
tuning
say
into
from
the
personal
561 Music podcast because these guys
Oh,
are doing one hell of a job to help expose new music.
On that note, we're trying to get to 1,000 followers on our YouTube page. If we do that, we can monetize the channel, which
Nice.
just helps us promote more artists, promote more music, helps us putting on the 561 Music Festival that we do in April. It just helps us in many ways of giving back to the music community, which is the whole point of this podcast. It's
great.
And so like, subscribe, follow us. You can find us at 561 Music, at 561 Music Podcast on all social media channels. You can find us at 561music.com, and that has links to the podcast, to the YouTube channel, to Killbillies, to where you can make a monetary donation. You can sign up for sponsorships of the podcast. Soon we will start announcing information about the 561 Music Festival, which is going to be on April 1st at Matthews Brewing. It'll be very similar to format to last year, 2 stages, probably 18 to 20 bands over
You
the
guys
course of the
booked
whole
on
day.
that one? Is it all booked up?
We haven't even started.
Good. Please
man.
consider us.
We absolutely will.
Yeah.
We
By the way, I just want to
absolutely
say
will.
really quick, that's so cool. The thing you guys are doing for the kids with the music, Give and Let Give,
Thank you.
is awesome. And the
Yeah.
Bark Back thing is like great. You
Yeah.
guys are a part of that and sponsoring
Yeah,
that.
man.
Love dogs, and that's like so great. You guys
Yeah.
are doing good stuff.
So
Oh,
follow
yeah,
these
man.
guys and support
Yeah.
them and keep them
Support,
coming
follow,
or keep
keep
them
it
There'll
going.
be links in all the show notes
And we
for,
can't wait to hear the new record.
for
Can't wait to hear
Salgorhythm.
it.
I'll put I'll get all your links
Yes,
after the
it's
show.
great.
I'll
Thank
put all
you.
your links in
Yeah.
there as well.
Thank you.
And then as we go out, you will be watching the You're So Euro video.
The He's So Euro
He's So
music
Euro
video.
music video.
Yes,
We'll go
turn
ahead
it up loud.
Yeah,
Check it out.
Yeah, we'll play that on
Please
our
share
way
it.
out right before the end credits.
Awesome.
Wicked.
Thank you
All right.
guys.
Yeah.
Guys,
Thanks,
yeah.
guys.
Thank you guys. Peace.
Everyone's looking but don't know what they're seeing. One thing for sure, he's just so European. I'm a little different, I'm quite unique. I'm driving on the right side, wearing Speedos on the lime on my mustache, chilling by the pool. Everybody wants to know my name, I guess I'm just that cool. Everyone's looking but don't know what they're seeing. One thing for sure, he's just so European. Everyone's looking but not sure what they're seeing. One thing for sure, he's just so European. Maseratis and Lamborghinis, going to the new beach just to eat panini. Lamborghinis and Maseratis, always looking good and chilling with some hot tits. Everyone's looking but don't know what they're seeing. One thing for sure, he's just so European. Everyone's looking but not sure what they're seeing. One thing for sure, he's just so European. Maseratis and Lamborghinis, Maseratis and Lamborghinis. He's just so European. Now he's in the gym, naked in the sauna, mixing tobacco with medical marijuana. Drives like Andretti, that could be a little scary. He's El Natural, baby, that could be a little hairy. Everyone's looking but don't know what they're seeing. One thing for sure, he's just so European. Everyone's looking but not sure what they're seeing. One thing for sure, he's just so Euro, baby. Everyone's looking, yeah. Everyone's looking, yeah. Everyone's looking.